Welcome back to EFD for this week's edition of Euro Transfer Talk. There's a lot to pack into this one, so let's get straight into it. The transfer window may not open for another 4 months, but what was going to be one of the biggest questions over the summer has already been answered. Dayot Upamecano has signed on the dotted line with Bayern Munich, with the German champions agreeing to pay the €42.5 million release clause to RB Leipzig when it becomes active on the 1st of July this year. Naturally, this puts an end to the speculation that saw the 22-year-old Frenchman linked with Europe's elite, including Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, PSG and Real Madrid, instead opting for Bavaria in rather unsurprising fashion. But with David Alaba on the way out and Jerome Boateng's future at the Allianz yet to be determined, although rumours suggest Bayern are keen on extending the German's contract for another year. Nicolas Süle is Bayern's only other senior centre-back on the books, as both Lucas Hernandez and Benjamin Pavard are being preferred by Hansi Flick in the fullback spots. Meanwhile, 18-year-old Tanguy Nianzou has been struggling with injuries in his first campaign with the club, so the addition of Upamecano will help shore up the long-term future of Flick's defence. That's not all the business Bayern have completed over the weekend though, as the recently crowned world champions have raided the championship for Reading left-back Omar Richards, who turned 23 yesterday. The Englishman, who has made 84 appearances for the Royals since 2017, sees his contract at the Majeski expire in the summer, and despite interest from the likes of Everton and West Ham, he opted for Bayern instead. And that's not where their interest in England's second tier ends, with the Bavarians reportedly stepping up their pursuit of Norwich fullback Max Aarons amidst competition from Manchester United and Barcelona for the 21-year-old signature. That's where the Bayern rumours end for now though. What do you make of them? Is Upamecano the perfect signing for Hansi Flick? Let us know in the comments below. More defensive gossip right now, as Aymeric Laporte is the subject of interest from Real Madrid. Whilst the 26-year-old Frenchman has shown no signs of wanting to leave the Etihad, as well as having a contract with Manchester City until 2025, he has only started 7 of the 19 Premier League matches he has been available for, as Pep Guardiola has turned to John Stones as his favoured partner for Ruben Diaz. But it looks like Los Blancos will test Laporte's resolve by making a move for the former Athletic Bilbao man this summer, as they face something of a defensive crisis, with Sergio Ramos looking likely to leave the Bernabeu when his contract expires in a few months' time. But with City having splashed £57 million for him just 3 years ago, they'd want to recoup most of that for a player approaching his prime years. When you add in the financial impact of the pandemic, however, in which City are believed to have lost close to £100 million, Etihad executives would more than welcome a hefty bump to their bank balance. But what do you guys think of this? Where will Laporte be playing his football next season? As ever, let us know down below. The Barcelona now, where despite being over €1 billion in debt, Ronald Koeman's side are beginning to plan what next season's squad will be looking like. One of their biggest issues this season is an out-and-out goal scorer alongside Lionel Messi. In La Liga, Barca's next highest scorer is Antoine Griezmann with 6. The two names currently being linked are of course Erling Haaland, as well as Real Sociedad striker Alexander Isak. Obviously, you're well up to date with the Haaland situation at Dortmund, with it being suggested the German club might sell this summer to balance the books following the pandemic. The fee though would have to eclipse the €75 million release clause that comes into effect next summer for the Norwegian. Isak, who hails from neighbouring Sweden, is a former Dortmund player himself, with BVB having a €35 million buyback clause on the 21-year-old, although he is sceptical about returning to the Bundesliga. The rest of the world may have to match the €70 million release clause should they want to steal Isak from La Real, who has 9 La Liga goals this campaign. It makes the decision for Barcelona to let Luis Suarez go for a cheap fee all the more absurd, as despite turning 34 last month, the Uruguayan tops the charts with 16 goals. Suarez did have 1 more year left on his Barca deal, and has recently come out and said he felt disrespected by the club in the weeks leading up to his departure. He's certainly making them pay now. On to Arsenal, where it looks like Mikel Arteta is closing in on his next permanent signing. But it's a name that may not be familiar to most people. Tiago Tomas is just 18 years old, playing for Sporting in Portugal, and made his debut for the Lisbon club last year. The fee in question is believed to be around £20 million. Tomas has made 18 appearances this campaign, 8 of those as a starter, scoring twice and setting up one, as well as 871 minutes of La Liga NOS action. The Portugal under-19 international has also netted twice on the European stage, finding the winner in a 1-0 Europa League third qualifying round against Aberdeen, before doubling his tally with another in a 4-1 loss to LASK Linz in the playoff the following week. £20 million might be a lot, but it is now the price clubs have to pay to secure top European talent. Closer to home, and the Gunners have been set a price should they want to sign Real Madrid loanee Dani Ceballos on a permanent. The 24-year-old made the switch to the Emirates initially in the summer of 2019, before Arteta extended the deal for a further year ahead of this campaign, with the Spaniard having now made 62 appearances in all competitions for Arsenal. The fee laid out by Los Blancos is £22 million, with the expectation being that they will not be able to loan Ceballos for a third consecutive season. However, it seems should Arteta want him permanently, there could be a bit of competition. With no space for him in the squad under Zinedine Zidane, former club Real Betis, with whom he made his pro debut, could also make a play to bring him back to the city of Seville after first leaving the club in 2017. The final name linked with a move to the Emirates is Odsonne Edouard. The Celtic striker, who scored both goals in a 2-1 win over St Johnstone at the weekend, was a target for Arteta last summer and has found the net 15 times for the boys this season. The 23-year-old Frenchman could be available for as little as £15 million, half the price quoted for him a year ago, with his contract set to expire at the end of next season. Arsenal fans, we want you to get involved. What do you make of these potential moves, and does it represent good value for money, or should Arteta invest that £60 million or so somewhere else? Let us know in the comments below. We head to Serie A for our next story, where the future of Napoli boss Genarro Gattuso is looking very uncertain. Heading into last weekend, his side were in 6th, 3 points off the top 4, but had lost 2 of their previous 3 league matches and were knocked out of the Coppa Italia semi-finals by Atalanta. Eccentric chairman Aurelio De Laurentiis was reported to have already drawn up a shortlist of potential replacements, according to Corriere dello Sport. Top of the list was Rafa Benitez, who previously managed at the Stadio San Paolo between 2013 and 2015. Also mentioned was Sassuolo boss Roberto De Zerbi, Hellas Verona manager Ivan Juric, and Spezia's Vincenzo Italiano. But Gattuso defeated old friend and World Cup winning teammate Andrea Pirlo's Juventus side on Saturday, with a Lorenzo Insigne penalty proving the difference in a 1-0 victory in Naples. This saw the Partenopei jump to 5th, just 2 points behind Juve, enough to save Gattuso's job for now, with the chairman visiting the side in the changing rooms after the game. Gattuso, who has won 34 out of 62 matches at Napoli, says he has never had doubts in his squad, fully expecting them to come through with a worthy performance. But what do you guys think? Should Gattuso be anywhere near the chop, or is it time for Napoli to make yet another change? Let us know down below. We end this week with news that Chelsea could be willing to partake in an audacious swap that would see Jorginho head to Inter Milan, with outcast and former Spurs player Christian Eriksen moving in the other direction. The San Siro club are the ones to apparently propose this deal, with Jorginho never having truly shut down talks of him returning to Serie A after failing to find a spot in Frank Lampard's Chelsea. However, since Lampard's sacking and Thomas Tuchel's arrival, the Italian is yet to miss a minute of league action, and whilst he hasn't contributed any goals or assists, looks effective in a double pivot alongside Mateo Kovacic. Eriksen, on the other hand, continues to be a bit part player under Antonio Conte, having played just 3 matches of a possible 8 since the turn of the year. Chelsea would be looking for an extra €20 million though to sweeten the deal, as despite regular game time, it is still unclear whether the 29-year-old Jorginho is part of Tuchel's long-term plans at Stamford Bridge. As ever though, we pass this off to you. Is this a realistic swap, or what would your ideal swap be in football right now? Let us know in the comments below. So that's all the time we have for this week's Euro Transfer Talk. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If we've missed out on any other big transfer stories, then get them down in the comments below right now. If you've enjoyed this video, then please smash that like button. And if you want to see more, then click on screen right now. And as always, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Euro Football Daily. Love you. Bye.